Good evening, and welcome to my new show. That's a fact, Jack. Yeah, I'm Annie Leyton, and I'm just doing some occasional broadcasts to bring to you some opinions, mostly fact. Because who would form an opinion if it wasn't based in fact? I wouldn't. Would you? I don't think so. So, we'll just give that music a rest, shall we? Okay, now, I've been having this stuff stewing and spewing around in my brain for a little while now. And it's time for me to let it all hang out. George Floyde and the officer that killed him, they both worked at the same nightclub. Now, George Floyde was arrested because he was caught. The thing is, he got caught, okay? He got caught, oh my God, passing a counterfeit bill. Now, where do you think he got that counterfeit bill? Well, he and that same police officer who killed him both work at the same nightclub. Now, you know what kind of shit goes on at nightclubs. People are talking shit, they're looking for an easy score. And counterfeit money, well, if that's not the easiest score of all, the best score of all, I don't know what is. I myself have never gotten my hands on any. But should I ever have the opportunity, I certainly wouldn't do it in my own hometown. That's kind of stupid, isn't it? No, you go to a carnival, everybody knows that. Like, the White House, that's a carnival, isn't it? Okay, anyway, so we have reports, and I have anonymous sources. Don't ask me to give them up. You're going to have to put little pins under my fingernails and, deny me my evening cocktail. That would really be devastating. Anyway, we have reports that counterfeit money, having been confiscated from a prior crime, obviously went into the evidence locker in the police station where this guy worked. And we also have reports that said money came up a wee bit short a while back. Connect the dots yourself. It's not rocket science. The cop and Floyd were in on the counterfeit money heist together. And the cop was so mad that Floyd was stupid enough to pass it around in his own hometown instead of going to the carnival or the White House, that he pinned him to the ground and made sure that he didn't have Floyd as a witness. He killed his witness. That's right. That's a fact, Jack. And that's the name of my new show. So if you have any issues, you want some facts, opinions, or opinions based on fact, or facts based on opinions, or whatever the fuck you want to know, just give me a shout out, give me a chat, give me a message. You can even call me up because my phone number is listed in my profile somewhere, and I'll give you the fact, Jack. Okay? Now, what else do we got here that I want to talk about today? Oh yeah, all this rioting bullshit, okay? We know that half of it was done by that terrorist organization. Now they've all been rounded up and put in jail, or they ran for the border real quick. Nice move. You black people out there, you think you're the only ones being oppressed, suppressed, subjugated, and prejudiced against, and biased against, and denied this and denied that, jobs, housing, whatever. You're wrong. You're just wrong. You're not the only ones. Guess what? White wives matter. How about white wives? Black lives, white wives. Let me tell you, as a white wife, I have not had it easy. I have had the world look at me with a jaundiced eye because I have blonde hair and rather voluptuous glandular blessings, and they just assume that I'm a porn star or gold digger or a bimbo. Well, guess what? I went to Harvard grad school. So did my boyfriend, Bill. So did Professor Lieber. That's right, I really wanted to get into Lieber before I got into the White Wives Matter movement, which kind of goes right along with the Me Too movement. Only the movement, White Wives Matter, really hasn't started yet. I'm going to start it because you know what? We're getting shit on, we're getting murdered, we're getting, really abused by our husbands and boyfriends and fiancés, and nobody is protecting us. The cops don't give a flying fuck. But I was going back to the other thing that I wanted to relate to you about. Let's see. Oh yeah, Professor Lieber from Harvard. People, you're blaming the Chinese. You're blaming everybody, but when you point one finger over there, guess what? 3 fingers are pointing right back at yourself. Now it's not you, yourself, but it's us, the United States of America. Our government, our presidents for the last 50 years have paid certain colleges of Ivy League status lots of money for their laboratories to come up with germ warfare, little viruses, little vials of this and that, and poison ricin, whatever. And they did at Harvard, and their graduate student interns or student teacher aides or whatever you call them were from China and a lot of other countries too. But the Chinese government decided to offer Professor Lieber $50 million, which he did receive, and it has been proven, because that's a fact, Jack, that he received $50 million from the Chinese government to give those vials to those students who then attempted to smuggle them into China. Some vials did make it to China. And before they would even dream of unleashing it upon the world, they decided to test it in the laboratory on guess who? The monkeys. And what happened to the monkeys after the testing was over and they were really, really sick, and then some of them recovered and they were still alive but barely? Well, shit, yeah. Why throw away the baby with the bathwater? Let's just sell it to the Chinese meat market. Chinese people eat monkeys. Chinese people are cannibals. Monkeys are primates. I said this in one of my previous broadcasts. Okay, not all Chinese, but those who do eat monkeys are cannibalistic, and it's a sin. Okay? You should not eat another primate. I also get upset when a coyote eats a dog. I think that's cannibalism also, and it's just wrong, but dogs don't have the same sort of mentality that we do they? Okay, so it's fun to get off on these tangents, and I can do it because it's my show. Shut up if you don't like it. Anyway, all right. So nobody's talking about Professor Lieber. The press isn't talking. He must have paid off a lot of people. He must be really best pals with President Trump. No one's remembering that it was Professor Lieber who sold the shit to the Chinese. He was hired by the American government to make the shit, which makes us the culprits. We are the assholes, not the Chinese people. Well, they're kind of weird because they eat monkeys that were sold from a laboratory that was testing the freaking germ. They're corrupt, they're immoral, they're a lot of things, but we invented it. We sold out, we prostituted ourselves to the Chinese communist government. Like my friend Isabel. I don't talk to her anymore. Seriously, Izzy, what the fuck? So, he's like let off scot-free, maybe, trying to explain why he fudged some records about this student or that student coming or going from his study program. When you tell a lie, it's covering up something bad, okay? No one's talking. I'm talking. Professor Lieber is the one, okay? You want to blame somebody, you blame this Jewish professor from Harvard because he has an unhealthy relationship with money, as do many Jewish men and women. Unhealthy, meaning money doesn't mean more than human lives. You fucking idiot. I can say that because it's true. That's a fact, Jack. All right. So, I've done serious raving tonight, and I had some more shit I wanted to talk to you about. White Wives Matter, but we're going to save that for my next segment because I'm all worked up and I need a cigarette. I don't just have one after sex, By the way, anybody out there need some relationship advice? Because I'm going to be opening up a new show about relationship advice for you and your family and your dog. Dogs have relationships. Don't tell me they don't. Anyway, it's midnight, and I'm going to have a great Sunday. Sunday is the Sabbath for the Christians. Celebrate everything, all the time, before it's too late. Good night.